Huwag yung kayong magkadisgrasyahan tayo niyan. Sinasabi ko magdidisgrasya kayo. At madidisgrasya kayo. Hindi ako urong dito. And I said, I would stake my honor, my life, and even the presidency.
From extremist ideology. More than 40 faculty members from the 11 MSU campuses recently attended the training of trainers in Misamis Oriental to learn how to deliver the newly established Fundamentals of Peace Education course. The MSU Board of Regents has mandated this course for all new MSU students beginning in the first semester of 2018 following Board of Regents Resolution number 356 series of 2017 on the training on gender-based violence in emergencies. The Office of Civil Defense ARMM, in collaboration with the Joint Regional Child Protection and Gender-Based Violence Working Group, also conducted a workshop on gender-based violence in emergencies. 50 participants from different member agencies of the task force attended. The training aims to capacitate the TFBM workers with knowledge and skills in disaster management, gender-based violence, and child protection-related activities to capacitate them to respond to emergencies. On storybooks donated to MARAWI, the task force would also like to recognize the assistance from the private sector. 3,000 children received school kits, home kits, and storybooks from the Sa Pagbasa May Pag-asa Consortium or the SPMP Consortium. These were distributed to Angoyao Central Elementary School, Lake Lanao National High School, and Harat Medina Central Elementary School in Marawi City. SPMP Consortium hopes that children will develop a love for reading and learning through the various storybooks they received. That's all for my updates, and right now let me introduce the Task Force Bangon Marawi Chairperson, Secretary Eduardo De Rosario.
Thank you, Toby. Sec Ace, members of the Malacañang Press Corps, good morning. What we have shown are the ongoing activities in Marawi City, and before we start with the Q&A, we would like to present the feedback from the Marawi residents. Then after which we can start with the Q&A. Video please.
Una po ang nasa isip namin is puro tanong kung ano yung nangyari sa bahay namin, ano yung nasira ba o hindi, puro tanong. Yung mga tanong ngayon ay may halong lungkot po, pag-alala kung ano yung nangyari. Pagpasok pa lang namin, nasa isip na namin na kailangan namin maging matatag. Kung ano man yung makita namin nangyari, kailangan namin nagtanggapin. Pagpunta namin, lahat po makikita mo, lahat umiiyak. Siyempre, umiiyak sila kasi yung bahay na yun, hindi yung maitatayo kung hindi mo yung pinaghirapan. Nung makita namin yung bahay na yun, ang sabi lang namin, magpakatatag ka. Nangyari na yan, andyan na yan. Walang problema na hindi nasusolusyon. May tiwala ako sa gobyerno na kaya na tutulungan tayo ng military. Sila yung nagsuggest na lagyan nyo yan ng pangalan nyo, lagyan nyo ng cellphone number. Whatever happened dito, sa inyo yung lupa nito, hindi namin to agawin. Babantayan namin yun. Yung pang nagbibigay lakas po sa amin nung pagpasok namin dito po sa most affected area na to. Malaki po ang naitulong ng pambisita sa amin. Kahit papano po yung sakit, lungkot, tanong sa aming mga sarili ay nasagot. Gustuhin po namin umuwi dito sa Maa kasi dito po kami pinanganak, dito po kami lumaki. Lahat po ng pagsubok na pinagdaanan namin dito po namin lahat hinarap. Naiintindihan namin po ang gobyerno kung bakit hindi pa pwede umuwi dito sa Maa kasi may maganda silang plano para sa amin. Masasabi ko na hindi magiging safety na bumalik kami dito. So, kailangan namin maghintay. Kailangan namin maging matatag, kaya may tamang oras na babalik kami dito at may babalik din yung saya na pinagsimula namin dito.
Nung una, ang tingin ko sa mga sundalo or militar is, sabi ko, masusungit yan.
Good morning, sir. Sir, good morning, sir. Matik lang po, sir.
Pero ngayon, ang tingin ko sa kanila is para silang mga DSWD. Kasi grabe sila yung tulong nila. Sila na yung nagbibigay sa amin ng relief goods. Yung maling pananaw ko sa sundalo ngayon is napalitan ng magandang paningin sa kanila. Nakatulong po ang gobyerno sa aming barangay sa pamamagitan ng pagbigay ng relief goods. Malaking tulong na po yun sa amin, lalo na ngayong Ramadan.
Mahirap talaga yung nakatira sa evacuation center kasi sobrang maraming tao, maingay, magulo, hindi nakakalaro ng maayos yung mga bata. Kumpara dito sa shelter sa Gunsungan, talagang safe kami dito. Tsaka nakakalaro ng maayos yung mga bata, tsaka masaya po dito. Challenge po namin dito sa Gunsungan is water po. Wala po kaming tubig dito, umiigib lang po kami. Para po sa pampalinis namin ng bahay, pampaligo ng mga bata, panglaba. So, ang alam ko po, gumagawa ng paraan ang task force, Bangon Marawi. Pero tayo po, tumulong din po tayo. Wag lang po tayo umasa sa gobyerno. Kailangan po, tumulong po tayo. Mas maganda na yung magkaisa, magkasama-sama para mas marami pang taong matutulungan, para mas masaya tayong lahat.
Siguro pag sinasabing Maranao, naisip una ng mga tao yung pagiging negosyante nila, pagiging masikap at matyaga sa trabaho. Tulad ko, nung makakuha ko ng relief assistant galing DSWD na 5,000, pinamuhunan ko sa sari-sari store. Puro ang may papayo ko sa kapwa bakwit ko ay wag mawalan ng pag-asa. Tulad ko, bakwit din ako, nagsimulan lang sa 5,000, tapos ito, may pang-araw-araw na gastusin na.
With the creation of the Task Force Bangon Marawi, we feel that we are not alone. So we should support the programs and activities of the Task Force Bangon Marawi. Because for the past several consultative meetings, they have shown their sincerity and their expertise in their plans and programs to rehabilitate, rebuild, and reconstruct Marawi City.
Kailangan po yung rehabilitasyon ng Marawi upang makabangon muli ang Marawi. Bawat isa sa atin, ang gusto po nating mangyari, makita po 10 years from now, yung isang maayos, mapayapa, at kung pwede, globally competitive na isang syudad.
Maging matatag lang tayo, maging matapang at lalo-lalo na magkaisa tayo para bumangon uli at Marawi.
Kami ngayon ay bumabangon para sa aming pamilya.
Babangon ang Marawi pag magtitiwala tayo sa isa't isa.
Ang pagtiwala sa sarili ang magbabangon sa Marawi.
Makakabangon kaagad ang Marawi sa pagkakaisa at wala nang iba.
Gusto ko mag-aral mabuti para makabangon sa Marawi.
Kailangan natin ng kooperasyon at tiwala ng bawat isa para sa pagbangon ng Marawi.
Success of the Task Force Bangon Marawi is the success of the people of Marawi.
MPC have questions? Alvin Baltasar? Nang tayo ni Allah na iisang Ama, kung bubuksan ang puso ng bawat isa, sa mundo ang maghahari ay higit saya. Marawing sabay-sabay nating ibabangon, buong pagmamahal tayo ay aahon. Marawing darating din ang isang dapit hapon, sisikat ang araw sa isang bagong ngayon. Marawi.
I will see to it that Marawi will rise as a prosperous city again.
Okay, thank you. My apology. Alvin Baltasar.
Secretary Del Rosario, magandang.
Yes, sir.
Apo, sir. Sec Del Rosario, update lang po doon sa groundbreaking natin sa Marawi. Supposed to be in target natin, di ba, July?
Yes.
Kamusta na po, Secretary?
Well, unfortunately, we could not meet that indicative timeline because we had an unsuccessful negotiation with Bagong Marawi Consortium. And now we are on the process of negotiating with the next in line, which is the China Power. And with regards to the details of the ongoing negotiations, I was informed that the groundbreaking is reset on the 3rd or last week of August. So with this new development, we could not undertake the groundbreaking this month. So instead, it will be 3rd or 4th week of August. This will not affect basically our target date of completion, which is the last quarter of 2021. So masabi natin na nagkaroon lang ng hindi natuloy yung groundbreaking within July, but instead it will be August. But it will not affect our target date of completion, which is the last quarter of 2021.
Sir, follow up lang doon sa yung sa private developer na magre-rebuild ng city. Anong progress doon, Secretary Del Rosario?
The details of the negotiation will be revealed by the chairman of the selection committee. They have been undergoing negotiation for the last 2 weeks.
Good morning. Kagaya ng sinabi ni Secretary Del Rosario, the next in line, which is Power China. Nung tumanggap kami ng mga unsolicited proposals, the selection committee accepted the unsolicited proposals. 5 tong unsolicited proposals na to. So yung top 2 na inirecommend namin ay yung BMC, Bagong Marawi Consortium, at saka yung Power China. Dun sa BMC, yung Bagong Marawi Consortium, nag-decide ang selection committee na mag-issue ng unsuccessful negotiation noong July 14. So, next in line, yung Power China, June 14 yung June 14 yung resolution ng selection committee declaring an unsuccessful negotiation with BMC. Power China, being the number 2 in the processing of the technical working group, siya yung ini-engage natin ngayon. We requested them to submit the technical proposals. Power China, on the other hand, requested for 4 days extension to go to Marawi so that they would be able to come up with an intelligent proposal with regard to technical submissions. With regard to legal submissions, we are engaging them. They have been represented by counsel. So we are still negotiating with Power China with regards to the modality of a joint venture agreement.
Okay, Rose Novenario.
Hi sir, good morning. Sir, ano po yung dahilan ng unsuccessful negotiation?
Dun sa determination ng selection committee, the Bagong Marawi Consortium failed to satisfy the compliances with regard to financial, technical, and legal. Those three parameters. For example, with regard to the legal compliances, some of the documents are not consularized. Some of the documents are not translated into our into English language. No? So we had a hard time reviewing these documents which are submitted in Chinese. So with regard naman dun sa kanilang financial capacity, we required them to comply with the equity requirement or to show proof of set-aside deposits which they have failed to comply.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, questions? Pia?
Sir, under the rules of the Swiss Challenge, ano pong mangyayari doon sa original proposal ng Bangon Marawi Consortium?
Now, the Swiss Challenge is a parameter to ensure transparency, utmost transparency, and to determine the most beneficial terms for the government. No, if and when there will be a successful negotiation with Power China, this will be subjected to Swiss Challenge, and all interested proponents may participate in the Swiss Challenge.
So, ibig sabihin, sir, yung una pong sinubmit na proposal ng Bangon Marawi Consortium will not be used anymore. And then Power China will be required to submit their own proposal. So, they make their own proposal from scratch. Tama po ba yun, sir?
That's correct. No? So, that's why we are negotiating with Power China. And then they requested for 4 days to go to Marawi, so they will be able to submit an intelligent proposal.
So kung ganun, sir, naniniwala pa rin po ba tayo na yung groundbreaking will still go as planned dun third or last week of August?
We have lined up the indicative timeline, and based on our indicative timeline, the groundbreaking would be in the third or fourth week of August.
Okay. Chona, you? Sir, dun sa Power China, just would like to know, ano yung component? May local counterpart po ba sila?
Well, the guidelines, our JB guidelines, and in compliance with our local laws, they have to comply with the 75 Filipino ownership and 25% foreign. So with that is with regard to infrastructure projects. No? So we required them to submit their consortium agreement, which they will do so within the week.
Sir, is there other company aside from China? What if hindi sila maka-comply sa mga requirements?
The NHA JB guidelines provide that the NHA, being the implementing agency, may undertake other modalities, other procurement modalities, other than joint venture agreement.
MPC questions? No more?
Sir, China lang talaga.
At the moment, like what I have stated earlier, we accepted the unsolicited proposals from various proponents. Lima yung nag-submit. These proposals were subjected by the TWG and a screening process. May nagkaroon ng rating, and the TWG recommended the top two proponents, which is Bagong Marawi Consortium and Power China. And the selection committee likewise submitted these two recommendations to the chairman. And Bagong Marawi was initially selected to be the proponent that selection committee would negotiate with. Though since nagkaroon ng unsuccessful negotiation, Power China being the second in line, siya yung proponent na nakikipag-negotiate ngayon ang selection committee.
I think you were referring to the 75-25. Kaya ang tanong mo kanina, China lang ba talaga? We are waiting for that document for the legal capacity.
Yes, sir.
Definitely, it will be 75-25.
Yes,
We do not know the company that will be top, local companies that will be top by China, Power China, to make that 75-25 qualification. So definitely, it will not be solely undertaken by Power China.
Sir, clarify, yung 75% na local, it will be China who will decide kung anong local company that they will top.
Yes, they will partner. And we are waiting for that agreement with that local company. It will be submitted
within the week, sir.
within the week.
Inandulong?
Hi, sir. It's just a quick one. But you're assuming that the groundbreaking will push through late August. So it appears that you're assuming that the negotiation with Power China will be successful. Is that the case? Are you more optimistic that they will be able to comply with all
Just
the
like
requirements?
the first developer, the Bagong Marawi Consortium, when we negotiate, we plan for a successful negotiation. Unfortunately, it did not materialize. In fact, I briefed the cabinet already as early as the first week of June that the groundbreaking will be on the second or third week of July. Unfortunately, I was informed by the selection committee that Bagong Marawi Consortium failed on the three aspects of our negotiation on the legal, technical, and financial capacity. So we proceeded with the next developer, and with the pace that we are going, we are more or less confident that it will be on the third or last week of August.
Sir, but if in case, what is the contingency plan? Ano po yung sinasabing other modalities or a possible joint venture scenarios that could happen if this Power China negotiation does not push through?
Ang sinabi ko lang kanina, no, na the joint venture guidelines ng NHA provided for a leeway for the implementing agency to undertake any procurement modality other than joint venture agreement, which will expedite the development of the Marawi most affected area.
Magsa-start ulit, sir. I mean, will the selection committee again have to select a new batch, kumbaga, of BCM and or whatever, come up with another list of possible companies to come up with the original proponent? Ano ba?
At the moment, we are negotiating with the Power China, which is number 2 in the ranking of the technical working group, and that's our focus at the moment. We are optimistic the same way that we were optimistic in the first proponent.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Questions, MPC? Okay. Marisol Halili.
Sir, I'm sorry, just a clarification, follow-up on Ina's question. Kasi sir, di ba sa usual bidding process, kapag nag-failure yung dalawang magkasunod na bidding, automatic nagkakaroon ng direct negotiation. But in this case, it's a different modality nga kasi may Swiss challenges. So what we want to understand is, just in case na mag-fail yung Power China na negotiation, what will happen next? Magkakaroon ba ng, free hand yung government to choose kung sino na talaga yung direct company na magre-rehabilitate ng Marawi?
Okay, ganito yan, NHA is given the authority to craft its own guidelines to undertake a joint venture agreement through Executive Order number 49. And in the Executive Order 49, along with that, NHA crafted its own guidelines, JV guidelines, joint venture guidelines as a modality for the procurement. In that JV guidelines, nakalagay doon that NHA may undertake other modality other than joint venture agreement in order to achieve the expedition, to expedite the development of to expedite the development of the most affected area of Marawi. Now, if you are saying that yung two failed, that's in the regular procurement process, but in this particular case, joint venture agreement ang modality rito. So, if the joint venture agreement would not be a successful modality, NHA may implement other modalities.
Okay, MPC questions? Sir, aside from that, ano pa yung challenges ng rehabilitation natin sa security and yung mga criticism na allegedly mabagal, Secretary De Rosario?
Well, actually, with regards to the timeline set by the government, we are on time. We program the rehabilitation in such a way that we will be able to complete that later than December of 2021. So we are on time. With regards to criticism na mabagal, yung ganitong klase naman na senaryo, wala talagang mabilis na rehabilitation na pwedeng gawin ng gobyerno. Sinasabi nga nila, pinapast-track natin through the joint venture agreement. Yung iba naman nagrereklamo, bakit daw pinapast-track at inaapura. So, dumb if you do, dumb if you don't. Pero ang sa akin, as chairman of the Task Force Bangon ng Marawi, I would like to fast-track and complete as early as possible. Kung pwede nga, by 2020, December, kung matatapos na to, so that the Maranaos, the residents of Marawi City can go back and live normal lives. We are doing our best to fast-track everything, and yet there are some who would like to criticize, but that is fine because we are in a democratic society and we welcome constructive criticism so that we can do some interventions if ever we are not doing the right thing. But as far as the task force is concerned and all the agencies and departments under it, we are all one in saying that we are doing what is best for the Marawi City and the people of the Maranaos.
Okay, Ina, question?
I'm sorry to push this, Mr. Milyar, but by other modalities, what do you mean by that? Posible bang no more Swiss challenge na lang para mas mabilis?
Hindi yun ang minimin niya. No? Actually, wala pa naman tayong bidding na ginagawa eh. Nagsisilik pa lang tayo ng rightful developer na isu-Swiss challenge. Makikita ninyo ang process na ginagawa namin. Sa ibang proseso, pinahandpick na lang. Okay? Make your solicited proposal. In-accept ka agad yun, then Swiss challenge na. Kami ngayon, before the issuance of OPS, yung original proponent status, hinihimay-himay na namin kaagad. Para pagpunta sa Swiss challenge, yung napili nating proponent, maganda na yung kanilang proposal. Now, it is now open for other developers to bid. Pwede nilang sabihin, I can do that. If the original is 15 billion and the other developer would say, we can do it for 14 billion, and we are satisfied with the proposal, then that one will get it. If the original proponent will not outbid the opponent or the one who would like to bid also. So, sa simula pa lang, gusto namin properly na at masiguro natin na yung output, yung mga gawang rehabilitation ay quality and the right cost. Nung una nga, yung 5 proponents, ang pinaka-highest nun, 75 billion. Ang lowest at that time was about 35 billion. Now, ang indicative amount namin is about 16 billion only. So, nakikita namin ngayon kung ano talaga yung cost ng project. Hindi yung 75 billion, hindi yung lowest before na 35 billion. Mapalo na lang tayo ng 16 billion. And with Power China, we will not go beyond 16 billion unless there is a very justifiable reason why they would like to ask for that amount. And that will be subjected to meticulous negotiation. Now, ano yung minimean ni ACE na other mode? That is a bill transfer or BOT. But if we will do that, papasok na naman tayo sa fast tracking. It will take 20 to 22 months kung other mode na bill transfer ang gagawin natin.
That's correct, sir.
And I think that is not acceptable. Not acceptable to the government and not acceptable to the Maranaos. Imagine mo, 22 months pag nag-other mode tayo. That's why we are insisting on the joint venture agreement so that we can do it by August. If not, and we go to the other mode, it will be 2020 ang groundbreaking.
Okay, Tina, then Pia.
Sir, good morning. Pwede pong malaman kung how do you explain this to the President? I think in his public speeches, he's been expressing displeasure over the slow-paced development in Marawi as well as in other areas.
I have not heard any displeasure on the part of the President with regards to the Marawi.
Sir, yung development nababagalan siya sa mga nangyayari. Paano niyo
I think
explain
it's not Marawi ang alam mo, very appreciative ang presidente pag may ginagawa tayong tama. ever since ang sinasabi ng presidente na appreciate niya yung nangyayari sa Marawi dahil mabilis ang ginagawa ng gobyerno. Ang sabi nga niya, kung iba ang pinutusan niya na gumawa nito, baka nagsisimula pa lang yung transitory shelter. Ngayon, meron tayong 1,000 nakatira sa transitory shelter. Alam mo, ang presidente natin, he is on top of the situation. Pag nakita niya na tama yung ginagawa mo, sasabihin niya outright in public. In all his speeches, he appreciated the pace of Task Force Bangon Marawi in the rehabilitation effort.
So sir, kahit may mga delay na i-explain ng maayos sa kanya kung bakit?
Ang presidente is more on the output yung itong ganitong sa amin nga, I don't consider it delay. I consider it a challenge to fast track so that we can get the best output.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Pia, no more? Okay, maraming salamat. Sec Purisima, any statement?
Before we close this briefing, we would like to remind everyone to please tune in to our Facebook and Twitter pages through @BangonMarawiPH and to our website at bangonmarawi.com for more updates on your task force's activities. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.
Secretary De Rosario?
Well, we will continue engaging the media. Alam mo, in the past weeks, we avoided the media talaga because of this negotiation with the developers, yung previous saka yung present. Ayoko kasing magkaroon ng perception na mabagal o mabilis, and pagka nagsalita sana kami, more or less accurate na. Medyo yung groundbreaking this coming July hindi nag-materialize, unfortunately, And in fact, sabi ko nga, if this negotiation yung sa previous, I was hoping na talagang tuloy na, and we are ready na to go to Marawi for the groundbreaking, and we would like to invite the President. But unfortunately, I was advised by the selection committee that it will not be so because of the requirements na hindi nakakomply yung bagong Marawi Consortium. Kung pwede lang na pasimulan ko na sa bagong Marawi, pero at the end of the day, who will suffer? The quality will suffer and the timeline will suffer pagka nagmadali tayo ng masyadong haphazard. So, ginagawa lang natin yung pace na proper so that at the end of the day, quality and the right cost. And I know that we are still sa sinet nating timeline na last quarter of 2021.
Okay, thank you, Secretary. Yusek Milyar. Okay, maraming salamat. Source, maraming salamat Malacañang Press Corps. Back to our main studio sa Radyo Pilipinas and People's Television Network.